A former Obama campaign aide has been fined for breaking ethics rules on behalf of a large corporation. Is this the least surprising thing that I've seen? The Chicago Board of Ethics, in a 5-0 vote, determined that former Obama aide David Plouffe broke lobbying rules by not registering as a lobbyist after seeking Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel's support for rules allowing a giant corporation, in this case Uber, it's an Uber story, to pick up passengers at a Chicago airport. Now, here's the thing. When you want to lobby, current rules say that you have to become a registered lobbyist and follow the rules in order to maintain some sort of ethical standards, right? Plouffe did not actually do that. And again, this is ethical standards, right? Now, how did we find out about this? The violation became public after Emanuel released hundreds of emails in December, basically bowing to pressure from 2 lawsuits claiming that he had violated Illinois' open record law. Now, I like these open records laws because then you can find out stuff like this. So let me give you some of the text of the emails. Now, one of them was from Plouffe, dated November 20th, 2015. Now, at this point, David Plouffe was working for Uber. Now, he said, I assume both of us thought the airport issue was settled and we would never have to discuss again. But unfortunately, 2 significant new hurdles were introduced. Coming to you because of their severity would prevent us from operating. We were all set to announce Monday we were beginning pickups. Now, Emanuel replied, please speak to Negron and David on my staff. Impossible for me to address from China. Now, again, Plouffe was working for Uber at the time, and because of the nature of the email, he should have actually registered as a lobbyist. Because look, he's essentially saying, hey, my employer says they want these hurdles removed so we can get down to business, so we can actually make more money. That is clearly lobbying on behalf of a corporation. And of course, this is an example of some of the mild corruption that we see within government and business all the time. Remember, David Plouffe and Rahm Emanuel worked together in the Obama administration. So this is him saying, hey, buddy, can you help me with these rules? Again, you can't do that unless you're a lobbyist. And look, I don't think you should be able to do it at all.
Right. Yeah, me too. It's like you can't even follow what little regulations and
Yeah.
standards there are.
Yeah. It's one of those things, Like, so let me get to Uber's response. Now, they noted their regret in not filing Plouffe's communications with Rahm Emanuel and saying that they would work with the board moving forward. So it's just one of those bullshit sort of, oh, we didn't know we were doing anything wrong. We will work hard to ensure our registrations are accurate and up to date. We regret that in this instance we made a mistake and will comply with the board's assessment. Now, this is funny. He got fined $90,000. According to the ethics board, Plouffe and Uber did not challenge these allegations, but said, our fine, well, we know we did something wrong, but we would like our fine reduced. How much? To $1,000. Laughable. Absolutely laughable.
Yeah, that's like nothing.
That's.
I mean, for them, that's nothing.
Yeah, I know.
For me, that's significant. That's a significant amount of money for me. But for them,
well, it's not only 90. Like 1,000 is nothing to them. $90,000 also nothing for Uber. Remember, they're $1 billion company.
Right.
But let me get to the reaction from the court, and this is from William. Not the court. Sorry, the board. Board of Ethics, Chicago Board of Ethics. They said there would be no deterrent effect as to unregistered lobbying at all if we were to reduce your fine. And this is William F. Conlon, the Ethics Board's chairman. And I think he's absolutely correct. Now, Ron, if it were up to me, I would ban lobbying 100%. Gone.
Right.
Why? Because, lobbyists can occupy government positions. They can make powerful friends while they're there. And then when they get out, and it doesn't matter if we make them wait 2 years or 5 years. Trump said, he signed a ban of 5 years of lobbying. Well, look, they still have those friends. Even, that's longer than 2 terms. So,
Hmm.
I'm a registered lobbyist. I stopped registering. Or I should say, I got out of government at the beginning of this administration, and this Republican administration, and it's there for 5 years. Or I'm sorry, it's there for 8 years. That 5 year ban, it's over. Oh, look, I can suddenly go back and lobby. How does that really end the corruption? You know what I mean? You still got friends, congressmen who are there for, could be there for the rest of their lives, governors, staffers, people that aren't rotated out every election. So they can go back and say, hey, you remember me? We served together. I'm your buddy. I'm your friend. Only this time, I'm representing a giant multinational corporation that wants to give you money. Does that really end the corruption? No. And they go in and they say, I'd like some help with some rules and regulations. Maybe you could get rid of them or regulate my partner, or I'm sorry, not my partner, my competition out of existence. Because my boss would really like that. Or they would like a tax cut or some sort of benefit or a contract. This is absolute corruption. But see, the thing is, I called it mild corruption earlier, and you agreed. But it's mild because it's become so normalized that it doesn't seem like it's a huge deal until you realize how wide-reaching and systemic it really is, and how, of course, the revolving door plays into all of this. And so I think, to me, this is a good example of how corruption is baked into our system and why we need to get the money out of politics. We need to ban the lobbyists. We need to shut down the revolving door between business and politics, because until you do, you're going to continue to get all of this different crap.
Yeah, no, I mean, I fully agree with you 100%. I mean, the amount of stuff that we passively accept within our system is pretty substantial. And, sometimes you sort of take it for granted because there's so many other glaring problems. But, the truth is, if we kind of rethought the way we did things, got money out of politics and different things like that, it would have cyclical effects. And a lot of these other catastrophic issues within the system that are a result of these policies being in place, well, they would, in effect, go away too.
Mm-hmm.
If you had money out of politics in the first place, something like a Donald Trump could never and would never happen.
Hey, everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYT Nation.